welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. I'm your host, Shon Black, throwing it back. And if you like me, oh, my mic is not on. Huh? There it is. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. And if you are like me, you were snowed in. You've been snowed in. And also, if you're like me, there's no VDOT. No VDOT. There's no VDOT afoot if you're like me. If you're like me, you haven't seen hide nor hair of VDOT. If you're like me, your HOA has not plowed. If you're like me, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. And that's if you're like me. Now, I personally do not want to complain. I don't want to complain, but it's true. We've been sitting since Sunday-ish. We're gonna go into Tuesday. We're going into Tuesday. And there's no plow. None. No plow. I don't know if it's just me or but there should be a daggone plow. Am I wrong? I think there should be a plow. I think there should be a daggone plow. And there has been no plows. There has been no plow afoot. And so we are definitely we're in definite need of a plow, brothers and sisters. I know I am. And not only that, it's not that you want to get out and go and do a whole bunch of this or that. You know what I mean? It's, come on, bro. We pay you to do a job. We're paying you to do a job. Do the job. But nobody is actually doing the job because they do not want to plow the roads. Your HOA isn't plowing. How much do you pay a month for HOA fees? If you're like me, own your own home, or let's say you don't own your home. Let's say you rent a townhouse or you rent a house. Who are you? They have to pay a fee. There's no reason why we can't get out. Well, and I'll say this: where I live at, there's not a lot of room for they're not really looking to plow the roads like that because they don't really have the capability. I will give them this: it is not one of those things that you can't overcome, right? Yes, plowing is something that is not usually done here where we stay at. However, that does not mean you don't plow. That doesn't mean you don't plow. Plow the daggone roads. If you are in the Northeast, as where I am, and you have not received any plowing of your roads, let me know what your roads actually look like where you live. Mine are terrible. Now, I will say this: the HOA did come and plow in our little section, but the main road is run by VDOT, and so VDOT has not been here. VDOT says that they won't be here. VDOT says that they don't have any intentions of being here. VDOT says that their priority is the main roads. Okay. So then when the heck are you going to let us get out? Oh. Oh ho. The general on Facebook says that, on the general says that his roads are clear. This is what the general is talking about. And I'm going to put his response in the chat. I worked all day, General, trying to figure out uh how to get your chats to be seen, and I still haven't figured it out yet. Our roads are terrible. And the general is in a rural part of where we live at. He's rural. The good old boys went out there and they plowed the roads, got it clear. And where we live at, there's nothing. The roads suck. The roads suck. Hey, I'm paying too much money. I'm paying way too much money, General, to way too much money for them not to plow my daggone roads. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Shouldn't even be a thing. Shouldn't even be a thing. We shouldn't have this issue. I don't know. And HOA, you pay way too much bread. I know I pay way too much money to not have my roads plowed. My roads should be immaculate. You know what I mean? My roads should be immaculate. You know what I mean? Plow my daggone roads, plow my streets, get my streets up to par. Up to par. I went out there today. I'm just hanging out, looking out the window. He said they're running your pockets. I want to thank everybody who's joining us on the multi streams today. Just before I get into this next, into the story, but you got to thank the general. He's always on the YouTube. Also, we just added Twitch, the Shon Black Podcast. If you go to Twitch, please follow. We are live in the Just Chatting. We are just chatting on Twitch. And yeah, we want to know. We want to know what's up. Yeah, so anyway, let's get to the story. I lost myself for a second. Sorry about that. So I'm looking out the window and I see this guy out there, like my road. There's a cul-de-sac, and then on the other side is some apartments or whatever, and they're trying to get out. So he's halfway in the road, halfway in the entrance to the condominiums or whatever they are. And he's out there with a regular shovel that you do dirt with. So he's out there. A shovel is probably like that wide. He ain't picking up nothing. He ain't getting nothing on there. He's trying to get it up. Plus, now, mind you, all of the sleet came down, so it just froze everything. So I go out there. I said, man, look, this dude, he's having trouble, man. Let me go over there and see what's really good. So I go over there and put on my clothes, go out there, and I'm like, go to help him shovel. And I was like, well, looking at it, I was like, wait a minute, homie. Let's push the car from the front. So I'm pushing. I'm telling him to back up. So I'm pushing. So, she said, okay, we just need to push it from the back. So I go out there, push the, tell him, come on, yo, help me push this. Boom, pushed it like twice. Boom, the car gets out. He's like, yo, thanks, bro. Dapped him up, like, yo, son, you got to go to work. He was like, yeah. It's like, wow, son. First of all, they're making you work. The roads are not passable. Okay? Not passable. They're making this man go to work anyway. So I'm like, all right, be safe. Gave him the pound, went in the crib, told a fly Puerto Rican, like, yo, dude, I was just helping him out. I look out, now my house, I can look out and see the road. I see him go down the road and get stuck again. My pushing days were over. There's no more pushing from Shon Bless. No more of that. I had my workout. I pushed. I got him out and he got himself back into trouble. The point being is that the road shouldn't even been that daggone crazy. Nobody for the first 12 to 13 hours, nobody plowed anything. There was nothing going on. There was no plowing going on at all. So from like Sunday into late Monday, there was no plows coming through. The snow came down the sleet. I mean, it sleeted just about all day. I would say the sleet started around 11 or 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. So from Sunday, so Saturday night into Sunday, say about 11 o'clock it snowed. It snowed from like that point until, I want to say maybe 10 in the morning. Then the sleet came. Or I say 9 because I think the sleet came around 10. So 10 in the morning, sleet comes, and no VDOT, no HOA. Went out there, thank the Lord Jesus that my neighbor is a construction type guy, and he runs trucks and snow plows and snow blowers when this type of weather happens. So when he gets this type of action, he's running these plows and stuff. So he comes out, he snow blows the front of the house, and that joint is still covered in ice, in snow and ice. I went out back, I shoveled my deck and my slab or whatever, my cement slab, my deck. And it's still covered in snow and ice. When I went out to help the young guy and his friend, that joint was covered in snow. Like, you know how you walk on snow, you sink down? Didn't even sink down. I was walking like I had snowshoes on. Like I was hovering, I was floating over the snow. The point being is that you pay way too much money to the government for them not to be plowing the daggone roads. Hey, VDOT, I'm looking at you, VDOT. We pay too many taxes in this state for you not to be plowing the daggone roads. Hey, HOA, you know who you are, where I live at. We pay way too much money for you not to be plowing the roads. Abigail Scamburger, you've been in office for a week. Get the services out here. Let's go. I had enough. Now, I am happy that we are code red. That means I get paid for sitting here complaining about my HOA and my daggone local government who does nothing with the roads. Now, there are people out there, the good men and women of VDOT. I don't want to say that they're not doing their jobs. They are being led by bureaucratic leadership that's not doing anything. And you know, Sean Black does not really talk politics anymore. Every once in a while, I'll dive in. This is not a political conversation. They couldn't even salt the daggone road. That's right, General. They couldn't even salt the daggone roads. They're not doing anything. Like, bro, people were out last night trying to dig their cars out, right? The roads, my road is super wide. So the the people who are parked on the side of the roads, bro, the HOA when they did come through, they pushed all the snow into the middle of the daggone street. So now mind you, okay, now tonight it's supposed to be like -8. What the heck do you think that all of that joint is going to do? All of the stuff that you didn't do, all of the salt that you didn't throw, all of the stuff, and it doesn't even really matter at that temperature how much salt you throw. Son, -8, everything is freezing. These fools mix beet juice in with the formula to keep it from freezing. How well did that work for you? For us? I I don't even know what the daggone say. Again, code red. That's the only good thing that come out is code red. You want to know why? Because code red means that I get paid for sitting in the house complaining about my daggone HOA, right? But other than that, it is a hot mess out here where I stay, and apparently in different states too. And I thank the Lord that we didn't have the power didn't go out, because the power goes out, we in trouble. Imagine being in here. It is it's minus what 3 or 4 or 8 or whatever it's gonna be tonight. Imagine that, the wind chill with no power tonight, with no power. That son, that would be crazy. Said at least we saw the HOA. VDOT is MIA. Yeah, MIA is crazy. It's crazy. MIA. Um, yeah, it's nuts out there. They ought to be ashamed of themselves, and they don't care. And that's the part that gets me, is they don't care about what's happening. They're like, "Oh, hey, you wanna do it?" Don't care. They could care less about what's going on. Um, I tell you what, I am truly not feeling any of that.
Well, that's what the manager's for. That's the manager.
Truly.
I'm just a waitress. I'm just the waitress. I'm the waitress.
Hold
that's
on
what I
one
do.
second.
I'm just the waitress. That's the manager's job. The
I
manager
am
will handle it. Don't worry.
law.
I will forward that formal complaint to the manager. Thank you for the birthday wishes. All right, I got a beer. I don't know who wanted the beer.
All right. Ooh. Yeah, man. I tell you this. Yeah, man. Thank everybody who's over there on Twitch who's watching. I appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you, dog. Appreciate all my Twitch watchers. Let's see. Abigail is more worried about illegals. Yeah, son, she don't care. But none of them can get out to do anything. Son, my man was going to, and you know what? Let's talk about this real quick. We got to really talk about like the business, the businesses of what's going on out there, bro. Like, there's a lot of people in business that aren't, that got people out here working during these times when they know they can't get out. I mean, that's kind of crazy. You know you can't get out, son. You know you can't get out of work. You know you can't do it. You know what I mean? You know you can't. And you still got people out here like that's kind of crazy. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to, because we do have the phone lines available. I forgot to turn on the phone lines. We'll do that in a little bit. We'll turn on the phone lines, but yeah, illegals. It doesn't matter. I hate that. That's so bright. I'll put it over here. It's so bright. All right, that looks better. Yeah, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I don't know what the heck they got going on, but I'm done. I need to be in a tropical. I need to be in a tropical place where there is no snow. But you know what? You will probably have problems if we don't do it. If we don't do that, then it'll be the hurricane came through and there's no water and we can't figure out how to get water to ourselves because the hurricane is. It'll always be something crazy. Always. It'll always be something crazy. And forgive me for doing this on the fly. Forgive me for doing that on the fly. I went and I was putting some other things together and trying to make sure that, all of the stuff that we do here on the podcast. You know what? You know what? Yeah, I did it. That's what happened. I was on the fly. I've got cabin fever. I'm just doing what I want to do. It doesn't matter because they won't pave the roads. They won't pave pave the road. See, look at, I'm going crazy. I've been in the daggone house too long. I can't get out. I'm stuck. Stuck. Joints wild. Know what I mean? Joints wild. I don't know. So, man, I appreciate. I'm just tripping. I'm just tripping. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Yeah, son. And then look, then we got right another storm coming in behind that, and then this one. So this Saturday, it'll be another storm. But this one is supposed to be like blizzard. Like blizzard. And if it doesn't turn its trajectory, you think that we ain't going to work now? Bro, we ain't going, man, listen, let me just explain something to you. People that live out here do not see snow on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Where is Abby? People down here do not see snow on a regular basis, okay? So, because we don't see snow on a regular basis, we are not going to have a situation where a blizzard of any sort is good for us. Because that's drifting snow. Like, that's wind drifting, pushing snow up against buildings and cars. And, bro, look, let's just put it this way. Today, right? If that snow hadn't turned to ice, it would have been too crazy out here. Because that ice dropped about, I'd say about 4 inches. Just ice. The freezing rain or sleet or whatever you want to call it, it just dropped that. So if you had ice, if that ice wasn't snow, you'd probably, and whatnot, you probably would have gotten a good 15 to 20 inches of snow. Okay, they wouldn't have been able to clear that at all, son. It would have been crazy. 15 inches, like son, it's only 8 inches on the ground now. 7 inches, some places 4. They haven't done nothing with that. Imagine what it would be if it was 8 or if it was 15. You get a good like blizzard going, bro. You looking at, let's say it's another 15 inches blizzard blowing, bro. We are stuck here in our homes for the next week. That son, that is before they even attempt to open anything. I don't care how long, son. If it snows, as long as it did this time, this weekend, if it snows, as long as it did this storm, this next one that's supposed to come on Saturday, because we don't know if it's gonna happen, but if it does, I guarantee you, if it snows Saturday and Sunday in its blizzard conditions, we will not go to work the whole next week. The whole next week. You can forget about it. There's already no eggs and bread and milk and all that on the shelves. You will not go anywhere for the next Sunday. You ain't going to go any place. There's nothing. There's no place you can go. Sorry, it's not going to happen. Especially where we live. It's just not going to happen. I don't know about the general. The general is little. He's south of where I live. Everybody else, they don't know. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Because they're just not equipped to handle any of that. Because it really doesn't snow here like that. So it's always cold. Bro, it stays cold here. Don't get it twisted. It stays cold. But you talking about snow? That doesn't really happen that often. So, and you said I need to get water and milk. There probably isn't any more milk. Because what did you say? The milk guy, whatever he was, he didn't have any more milk. There is no. So, bro, we are in trouble if it all comes down. If whatever this storm is, and I want to shout out Jay's Wintry Mix. If you could fly Puerto Rican, put Jay's Wintry Mix, put his link in the chat. Shout out to Jay's Wintry Mix, cause Jay is the man. Jay's Wintry Mix, he always has the joint where it's supposed to be at. He knows what time it is. Jay's is the man. Shout out to Jay's Wintry Mix. He tracks all the storms in our area, in the Northern Virginia area, but he also does Southern Virginia, and he'll track it from all of these other states and kind of tell you, but he's focused is Virginia, right? So here outside of DC, Maryland, and whatnot, in the DMV area, we don't really get snow like that, but Jay tracks all of that, and he does a really good job. He's better than all of the newscasters that are here in the area where we live. So, shout out Jay's Wintry Mix. That's right. Follow Jay's Wintry Mix. The Black Hole Podcast will be following, or the Shon Black Podcast will be following Jay's Wintry Mix. You need to follow him. If you're in this area, even if you're not in this area, follow Jay's. Jay's is nice because he'll still tell you what the storm is going to be looking like, and he's super, super, super accurate. We always use Jay's because Jay's is the bomb. Said, and it's 16 degrees outside with a wind chill. It feels like there's a wind chill that feels like probably like -1. Sick. I don't know. I don't know. I am Oh, the general said his work is closed tomorrow. My work is. I mean, you gotta think. This is a great vacation. I haven't been to work since Friday, and it doesn't look like I won't be going back to work till Wednesday, and then hopefully we'll get hit with the blizzard. Look, I'm not opposed to the snow and the blizzards and all of that kind of stuff. I enjoy not being at the job. That gives me a chance to uh, play the game. As you can see, I have the Modern Warfare in the background. I'm a Call of Duty, but lately I've been doing other games, exploring other things since I became a PC guy. So that gives me enough time to do that kind of stuff, and also get ready and try to improve the podcast the best I can, get the other streaming sites going, and just trying to make things happen so we can give you the best possible experience here on the show. So I enjoy not being at the job and just to have my own time. Got into a new anime, which I'll talk about on Friday, on TV Fridays here on the Sean Black Podcast. Got into a new regular show, which I will talk about on Friday. The Fly Puerto Rican has finished Demon Slayer. We will talk about that. We'll get her thoughts live on Friday. But these are opportunities for you to get things done, work around the house. So being locked in isn't always too bad. However, you pay money to your HOA. You pay money, taxes to your state. You expect your state to run efficiently. There's no reason why we should be without trucks. I mean, it's so bad that our HOA said, yo, they're going to work this 8-hour shift, and that's it. During the storm, so they let the stuff just pile up. And like I said, VDOT said they are not focused on any side roads, any neighborhood roads, nothing. They're only doing highways and major arteries. That's it. So then you have to ask yourself, what the heck is that about? What the heck is that about? Like, son, what is that about? I need to know what the heck that's about. They don't care. They could care less. They could care less. And we actually really need to figure that out. I mean, I am. You know what it makes me think? You got all these guys that are doomsday preppers and whatnot, and they be like, oh, if it goes down, the doomsday, there's a doomsday that's gonna happen, and you got to be ready for doomsday, right? That's what they always say. Doomsday, you need to be ready because doomsday is coming. You gotta doomsday, doomsday, doomsday. But what you don't really see is that, yeah, you gotta be ready for that, but you also gotta be ready to know that your government is inefficient, man. Your government is not coming to help you at all. They are not coming to help you. They could care less about helping you. I mean, they do what they got to do because they do what they have to do because they do it. But they don't really care. Like they're there to help themselves. And natural disasters should tell you that. You know what I mean? Again, without getting too political, Flint, Michigan still don't have clean water. Okay? What about that train that exploded, with all of those chemicals in that out there, I think is in Ohio. You still got stuff like that going on. I mean, come on, man. So the snow is the least of our worries. But you should be I mean the doomsday guys are kind of right. You have to be prepared to take care of yourself. I wasn't one of those guys that was like, "Oh, son, a generator. I'm not going to buy a generator. I don't need. What the heck am I going to do with it?" Now I'm like, "Dang, son, I need a generator." You know what I mean? I need a generator. If the only saving grace is the power goes out, my food won't spoil. I just take it outside and stick it in the snow. But there are things that you should already have. And I mean, how many of you already have that are in the chat? Let me know. Chat, let me know what's happening. If you don't have it, do you plan to get it? I myself need to figure out how, my brother-in-law told me he was like, yeah, you could get a nice generator from the pawn shop once, the spring hits. Because everybody who bought one that couldn't afford one, they're gonna go try to recoup their bread. So I know I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna buy me a generator. I need to have that. That's important. That's gonna be important. I need a generator. I need to see what's going on with that. I need to have a oh yeah, you gotta have it. You gotta have certain things. Bro, I forgot about the train. Yeah. Man, there's so much going on. I wish I would. There's so much said we would buy good power tools too. That's right. You need power tools. You need a generator. You need a way to clean your water. It doesn't mean you have to go get the most expensive this, that, but you need to have certain things. You need to have pew pews in the house. You need to have first aid. You need to learn first aid. There's just stuff that as we get older, I went to last week. I was telling you guys I went to a wild game supper. Right, the wild game supper is really cool. And but a lot of those guys grow up in the wild. They grow up hunting, fishing, crafting, doing the stuff that and this excuse me, I'm sorry. But this just shows me that you have to do that kind of stuff. Never in my wildest dreams talking about I'll be in there talking about hunting and fishing and crafting and all that. But you know what? Sean Black going fishing this year. If the Lord wills it, I will be fishing. If the Lord wills it, I will hunt. If the Lord wills it, I'll be out there in my camouflage getting my deer buck on. Bucking bucks. Knocking squirrels down. Pelts trapping. Had no idea. There's beavers where we live, and you know what else I was so shocked about? Here in the area, within let's say like a 50-mile radius of where I live west, they have minks. Like you can trap a mink. Zero clue, dog. Zero clue that there are minks running around out here. Minks, like son of like a mink. The heck you mean a mink? Crazy. But that just goes to show me that we as a me, I gotta think about those things, man. Gotta think about like helping yourself, helping, learning how to preserve food and all that, something because it could get crazy, and there ain't no help. Zero, zero help, zero, zero help. Because, like I said, if if the storm comes by to this weekend, and it's as bad as they say it's going to be, right? Let's just say for argument's sake that it's that bad, bro. It's already you already cleaned the shelves off. The trucks ain't been through. You man, it gets too crazy, and you be down for a week. The electrical grid goes out, or you know, somehow there's a power loss that lasts 3-4 weeks. What the heck are you gonna do? Imagine not having a power for a month. Think about that. No power. Your area completely black for a month. The daytime, you know what I noticed? The power went out. I want to say last Sunday. So last Sunday, the power went out for about 5 hours, and there was no noise. You don't realize that your house is noisy. It's either a fan on or a TV on, and there's a hum of some sort somewhere in your house. When there's no power moving through your house, it's very silent, and you don't realize how much you rely on power. Your mind, you can start getting bored. Your phone goes out, and you start getting bored. You're like, what the heck? Let your phone go off. Imagine there's no internet, no power, no internet, no nothing for a month. We gotta be ready to unalive each other in that place. The first week you might do. The second week you're restless. The third week you ready to go out there and take somebody down. Because what the heck are you going to do now? Fortunately enough for the kid, I'm from the Gen X generation where we grew up without cell phones and whatnot. Now going back to that would be kind of hard, but it's doable because you will remember, you would get familiar with not, you know, but there's a lot of people out there that can't handle that. So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, man. I would say if you are out there right now, get yourself together. Go and get your supplies. If you can get to the store, not saying you gotta go buy all the eggs. And then somebody's gotta explain to me the eggs, milk, and bread thing. I don't understand. It would seem to me that you would buy canned goods, frozen meat and canned goods, not eggs and milk and bread, peanut butter and jelly. I just don't understand that. It seems to me you would try to buy protein, right? Unless the eggs are the protein and the bread is the carbs. I don't understand. I don't understand that thought process. However, go get what you need to get, because if you live in this area and this new storm comes through, bro, it's gonna be type terrible. You're not gonna go to work, so you can scratch that. Some board games. If you don't have anything, get you a deck of cards so y'all can play some pity pat, some tunk, play some spades, something. Keep your mind occupied. Pull out that old coloring book for all you people who color in coloring books. You won't be able to use your iPad. Let's get you some sheets of paper and start doodling. All you doodlers out there, get ready to doodle. Yeah, a disaster could strike. You, Man, remember Homestead, Florida? Remember what happened to Homestead? Google that. For those of you that are too young to know, Homestead, Florida, in the '90s, flattened. That place got flattened by a hurricane. Nothing. There was nothing. Like houses, everything flattened. So imagine that. No power, no nothing for months. You gotta learn, but luckily for them, it's warm out there. The mosquitoes are probably crazy, but at least you can go to the ocean and fish. You get out here where we stay out, there's no power, bro. You out there, you out of luck. It's cold, 16 degrees, and the wind chill's supposed to be something crazy tonight. Imagine that. It's gonna be crazy. Well, I ain't gonna hold it. I ain't gonna hold you. Dinner is ready. Fly Puerto Rican said, "Come down, get some pollo." She might have made some gandules or something like that with that. Remember, take care of yourselves and others. That's right. Just remember, take care of yourselves and others. Wednesday, we will be back midweek. Friday, we'll be back again. We'll keep you updated on the storm on Wednesday and Friday, but Friday is TV Fridays. Let us know what you're watching. Get your list ready. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about some stuff. There might be some spoilers there. So please, 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 when you do talk about it, please don't try to spoil, especially if people in the chat tell you that they have not seen that show. Just give us your good rating on the shows. And please be safe. Make sure you're HOA and hold your HOA accountable. Hold your government accountable. Hold them accountable. If you still stuck right now, hold them accountable. There's no reason why you should not have your roads plowed. All these people out here not plowing roads is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. There's no reason why the HOA isn't plowing. And if you are at VDOT, you should get your people out there. If you run VDOT, because I don't believe it's the workers, I believe it's the people who plan. The planners, the people at VDOT, y'all need to get your stuff together. Y'all ain't through Nash salty or nothing anywhere. Ain't no salt, ain't no sand, ain't no nothing. And then you guys got a whole Candyland. Oh, wait, the general says got 2 laptops, 2 hand games, and my phone charged. All I need is an old school, oh, shoots and ladders type or Candyland. That's crazy. That's right. um, yeah, man. We are in the mix. Thank everybody that came out. Thank for you guys watching on Twitch. Thanks all of you guys that are watching on Facebook, and thank you for watching on YouTube. We are definitely trying to grow as a channel. Looking at the analytics, there's a lot of engagement going on. We're working on retention, and we're working on merchandise. So everybody, just hold on, stay with us at the Shon Black podcast. I am in it to win it. This next year is going to be good. We're going to do a lot of fun stuff, and we're just going to talk about regular stuff that's happening in my everyday life, your everyday life. This is where regular talk happens, and everybody is talking about the snow that's happening in Virginia. Uh, we skip in politics unless it's absolutely necessary, and we're just going to have a good time. So, peace, love. You know how I do it.